My name is Monica. Did you know that words that have been told to you in the past, like you are ugly, you will never measure to anything, you're fat, you're lazy, you're stupid. Did you know even women who have grown out of relationships from their past that left lies in them, lies that they would never do better than the person that left them? Those type of lies can get deep inside the soil of our heart and create a terrible condition that not only affects our life, but it affects all that our lives touch, especially those that we live with. Do you know that sometimes we can go to work, we can go to church, we can go to all kinds of places, and everybody will think that we are the best person in the world, but then when we come home, we can become so mean and so rude and so disrespectful to those that we live with. As a matter of fact, sometimes we can isolate ourselves from them, that they don't even really truly know us. Sometimes our friends can know us more than our own children because we don't take the time that it takes to steward them and it takes to really pour into their life. And you know what? It all began with lies. I want to demonstrate something to you. When God created us, He created us to be pure like water. Have you ever been very thirsty? I mean, so thirsty that your tongue felt like it was getting stuck to the roof of your mouth? I know I have, especially here in San Antonio where it's been so hot. And so I have this awesome water. It's so pure and it's clean, and praise God that we have this available to us. And so when I'm really thirsty, I can just get that water and drink to our heart's content, right? Well, God, when He formed us with life. I want you to imagine that this water is life. And so He came and this is us, this is a reservoir. And He came and He poured life into us. He breathed His own likeness and His own image into us. And along the way, when we have come to situations in the past, whether it be trauma or even our own perception that was incorrect, and along the way, a little bit of a lie, a little bit of shame, a little bit of pain that wasn't dealt with, a little bit of someone hurting you and it being someone so close to you that you just stuck it underneath the rug of your heart and didn't deal with it. You know, it just comes. And then we do all we can to hurry up and grow up. And we take the measure of all that we have encountered from our youth. And you add in a little bit more, man's rejection and man's approval, and you add in some big things. Like perhaps maybe you were raped like I was. And perhaps maybe your spouse or even you had an affair because of some of the things that were there already that caused bigger situations. And God, in His awesomeness, He wants to purify us. And sometimes we'll add a little bit, we'll get a little bit of Jesus. And we'll go to church, but we never really ask Him to deal with the condition of our heart because we don't even recognize that all of that stuff is contaminating the condition of our heart. But the sad thing, ladies, is that the condition of our heart, we have to recognize that it doesn't just affect our life. It affects all that we are called to take care of. whether it be our children, whether it be, well, our husbands first and then our children and all the other people. And so all of the world that we come in contact with, they see that this is Jesus. They see that this is as best as he can do. Oh, but he wants to do so much more. He wants to come and he says, yes, I love you the way that you are. I love you the way that you are, and I'm so sorry that all these things happened to you. But when I come into the life of another person, I don't want to leave them the way that I found them, because I love you too much to do that. And so he wants to take his life, right? And he wants to fill it. And a lot of times we, like I said, we do go to church, we do go to sometimes Bible studies or whatever, and we don't recognize that by not getting totally filled up with God can actually affect the lives that are around us. Now, I would never drink this dirty, disgusting water. Why? Because it would not be nutritious, it would not be whole, it would not be satisfying. One sip and I'd spit it out. I wouldn't want it. What God is calling us to be able to be an extension of him, so that way when people see you and when people taste you, they don't want to be repelled. They want to be drawn in. And not only that, but he also wants to touch your children and their children using your life. But sometimes we don't recognize that we are not allowing God to overflow in our lives because we haven't allowed him to deal with what's in there. And so our children, they get the muck on them. They get the residue. They get the debris. They get what's left over after we've been hurt, after we've been victimized, and we search all over the place for someone to make us feel better, whether it be in men, whether it be applause, whether it be having someone tell us that we look good. And you know what? So many people, so many women ask me, how do you get over having a better image? Well, first of all, you need to get all the lies out. That you weren't beautiful enough, that you weren't smart enough, that you weren't talented enough. You need to let all of the debris coming out. And with my book, Take Your Position, Daughter of the King, it is to show you the condition of your heart. So that way God can purify your vessel. So that way he can continue. So that way he can overflow. And you can be emptied out into the world so that he can reveal that he is God and he cleans us out. And through him, we can be prepared to do more for his kingdom. And as he continues to pour more and more and more into you, your children will just take the baton and keep running, because intimidation and fear are taught. They are taught. And when our children see confident women, when they see women who no longer care about trying to appeal to people or trying to please everybody, and we're exhausted and weary because we don't know how to say no, when we can allow God to take out all the lies and take us to the cross, which is where we find forgiveness, where we release forgiveness, where we see grace and where we see mercy and where we get filled with love, because that which comes to the cross will get resurrected. So come along with me, because Take Your Position, Daughter will be released next month. My book launch is August 28th. And I want to show you what God showed me, because I was called to pour into your life, because I was like this dirty vessel. I was exactly like that, and I want to show you just how dirty I was and how God showed me and took me on this journey so that not only he could clean me up, but so that way I can share with you how you can walk as a woman, as a daughter of the King who was willing and ready and prepared to be his extension on earth, walking in freedom, wholeness, and healing, and able to give that which you've been given. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Don't forget, if you're not a friend of mine, come be a friend of mine, because together we are strong, and I want more friends. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.